What's going on, people? I hope y'all are good. Today we're looking at something just a little bit different. You see, I cover a lot of high-end vacuums on this channel with prices starting well over $700, and while I do believe you get what you pay for, sometimes it's the lower price variations that really surprise you. So with that in mind, let me introduce you to the Lefant M320. At the time of this video, you can pick this up for around $200 on Amazon. Let's find out what type of performance you can expect from a robot vacuum in 2024 at this price point. But before we begin, let me preface this video by saying Lefant was kind enough to send me the M320, but all thoughts and opinions remain my own. With that said, let's start with what's included in the box. You get the vacuum itself, charging dock with wall adapter, 2 HEPA filters with 1 being pre-installed, extra side brushes, a cleaning tool, and a magnetic mop attachment that not only uses replaceable mop pads, but also disposable cleansing towels for your face. In fact, Lefant markets this feature as a reduce, reuse, recycle technique, since you can reuse your used face cleansing towels, which I'm not quite sure how I feel about, but nonetheless, it is a more cost-saving approach to keeping your floors clean. Also, can we appreciate just how much you get in the box for that price? It's pretty crazy if I'm being honest. Okay, moving on to the aesthetics of the vacuum. It's tiny and weirdly adorable due to its size. When compared to other vacuums that I've reviewed, you can see just how much smaller we're talking. But don't let its size fool you. This little guy has quite a bit of suction power, and the clear dustbin up top lets you get a visual of just how hard it's working. It's honestly pretty impressive. There's not a lot of complexity to its design, which is a good thing. The top features a single button for starting, stopping, and pausing the cleaning. You can also use this button to power on and off the vacuum. The front houses a large sensor for obstacle avoidance that works very well. We'll come back to this later. The bottom does not feature a roller brush. Instead, you'll find a large opening for suction pass-through, along with access to the wheels and side brushes. This means less maintenance is required, and of course, you don't have to worry about anything getting tangled on the roller brush. The downside is if you have carpet flooring and pets that tend to shed a lot, you might find vacuums with the roller brush do a bit better of a job at getting the fine hair from the carpet. In my experience, it's done a surprisingly great job at cleaning my office floor right here, which is all carpet. Every morning when I walk in my office, there are nice vacuum lines in the carpet, and it looks great. Now, let's talk about performance. The Lefant M320 is a 3-in-1 robot vacuum. It can sweep, vacuum, and mop. That said, I have to be completely honest. If your main focus is mopping, there are much better options out there. The way the M320 is designed for mopping is not as intuitive, nor is it as functional as other competing brands. So I'm not gonna be demonstrating the performance. But that said, you could place a Swiffer sheet on the mop attachment, and when combined with the side brushes and vacuuming capabilities, it will double up on the cleaning performance by catching anything possibly missed during the first pass. If you do decide to use the mopping attachment, the M320 is equipped with ultrasonic carpet detection. This means that the robot will avoid carpeted areas if the mop attachment is equipped to the vacuum. Just remember that the cleaning cloth needs to be removed once finished or during the cleaning process, depending on how big the area is that you're cleaning. When the mop attachment is detached, ultrasonic carpet detection will be used to ramp up the suction power when carpeted areas are detected in order to get a more thorough cleaning. Again, considering the price of the M320, the suction performance is excellent. It packs 6,000 Pascal of power, which for many people will be plenty. It also packs a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, which offers around 210 minutes of use depending on the mode that you're using. To go with the smaller size of the M320, the dock is also very compact, but despite its size, the M320 never had an issue finding it when returning to its base. Just make sure that it's secure enough on the floor, otherwise when attempting to dock, the M320 may move it around a bit. In use, the M320 performs great in not only cleaning, but obstacle avoidance. In fact, the obstacle avoidance of the M320 surpasses vacuums that are 2 and 3 times its price. I know I was a bit tough on its mopping capabilities, but this is where Lefant really turns things around, and in my opinion, the reason to buy the M320 over competing vacuums. It features PSD triangular obstacle avoidance. This allows it to accurately detect black, stainless steel, and transparent objects, which are typically more difficult to recognize. More so, it can identify obstacles larger than 1.5 centimeters and higher than 5 centimeters. To test out the obstacle avoidance and suction capabilities, I ran a brief test using sesame seeds and I placed several objects in a confined space. The M320 performed excellent here. Not only did it avoid the objects, it managed to get within millimeters of some without actually touching them. I've only seen this level of performance on one other vacuum, and that one happens to cost around $1,500. As for the suction performance, it again was great. My only small gripe is that the side brushes can tend to spread the mess out sometimes, which can result in the mess not being completely cleaned on the first go around. Again, not a big deal. You can simply remove the side brushes if you're looking at a similar mess to this, or just run the vacuum again once it's finished. Needless to say, the performance to cost ratio of the M320 is very good. Oh, and as for noise, it's not very loud at all. I used my decibel meter to capture it the best that I could during the test, and while it's not the quietest vacuum that I've tested, it's far from the loudest. Lefant makes an app that pairs with the M320, and while it's nowhere near as advanced as many other apps, it's definitely one of the most intuitive and easy to use apps that I've tested. So for starters, the M320 and Lefant app do not save floor plans. However, you can see in real time the vacuum working. Once finished, you can go back and check out what was cleaned. For many people, this will be enough, especially if you're planning on using this in a studio apartment, a single room, or plan on moving this around to clean multiple locations throughout your home. You can also control the suction power, cleaning pattern, and create scheduled cleaning sessions. It also supports smart home connectivity, so you can easily set it up with your Google
Alexa,
or Amazon smart home
start
system.
Alfred.
Once set up, you can start and stop the vacuum by simply using your voice. While I wish the app had a bit more to it, I have to say the simplistic approach to using the M320 is one thing that I love. Being able to locate things without having to dive into multiple menus or bypassing features that I would never use is pretty nice. Okay, so who is the Lefant M320 for? Well, the most obvious would be people on a limited budget. I think that this vacuum provides excellent bang for your buck, especially if you can get it for around the $200 price point. At its full retail price, things become a bit different, given that there are several other options for $300 or just slightly above that are equipped with more features. However, none of them will have the same level of obstacle avoidance as the M320. So if this is your biggest concern, in my opinion, it's simply the best out there in this price bracket. Another reason you might want to consider the M320 is the fact that you can get 3 to 4 of these and place them in every room of your home for the price of one flagship level vacuum. This might be a better option for people with rental properties or large homes with guest bedrooms. Lastly, since these vacuums do not save a blueprint of your home, some might feel safer using this particular style of robot vacuums versus ones that feature auto mapping capabilities. Personally, I've been using this vacuum specifically to clean my office daily, and it's been great. I can keep the door shut so that way my son doesn't wander in while I'm away, and I know that the vacuum will safely run and finish each cleaning cycle. The simplistic nature of the M320 is, in a way, a breath of fresh air from the feature-rich flagship vacuums that sometimes have so much going on that they malfunction. I have to say, entry-level and more budget-friendly robot vacuums have definitely come a long way. What do you think? Is a Lefant M320 a vacuum that you would consider picking up? Let me know in the comments, and if you're interested, you can find links to purchase or to learn more about this specific vacuum in the description of this video. With that being said, I'll see you beautiful people in the next one.